Hi everyone, today I've got the lovely Marisa with me. Marisa, could you please introduce yourself and tell us how you were drawn to Avalon?
Hello, yes, my name's Marisa and I came to Avalon about 12 years ago now, so I landed in December 2009 and I discovered what Avalon was and the umbrella of spirituality that Avalon has after I lived here. I kind of came here by chance really, to some degree, and yet not, because there was a job advert for 4 days a week covering maternity leave, and I decided I was going to go there, and I did indeed get the job. But just prior to that, I was living in London for 5 years, and I was heading towards Edinburgh and going towards Findhorn Foundation really, and being closer to that, because I'd been to some of their trainings and I thought it was pretty good, and I initially was working in mental health, and so I did a lot of personal development stuff, but I was really stepping more into the spiritual aspect as well. And all I know is that like 2 years before 2009 I did this beautiful pilgrimage of walking from Land's End to John O'Groats, and I wanted to walk, there's two places I wanted to include, and one was Glastonbury, Avalon, the other one was my hometown of Shrewsbury. And so that was the biggest part of my spirituality path, if you like. That's very life-changing, and it's beautiful, and who knows, I landed here and I haven't looked back, and I love living here.
How do you experience and express your spiritual path day to day in Avalon?
Well, there's many different ways really. I do have a daily practice that I do most days, and sometimes I don't, but I manage most days. And it's very eclectic of what the practice that I do, you know. So, and it could involve meditation, it's walking meditation, it's being here in the woods, it's being in nature. I guess my spiritual practice is nearly all what I do is nature-based, so it's nature-based spirituality. And so I guess the strongest of that, or is the word strongest correct? But it'd be like my shamanic practice. Although, you know, I was told once that it's better to have more than one spirituality, because then that one isn't the truth, and I resonated with that. So I do have different prongs, if you like, that have helped me, supported me in whatever I need to do. And so a lot of it is gratitude actually. I have a lot of gratitude in my life, and that really supports me in all that I do, and just the basic gratitude of having good friends, good food, warm shelter, being in places like this, being in Avalon, being in sacred sites around Avalon, you know. And when I go around to sacred sites here, that's just completely reminds me about who I am and why I'm doing what I'm doing really. So it's like a daily being present, you know, is the biggest thing that I can do in my spirituality.
When we say the word goddess and divine feminine, what does that mean to you? Like, how do you see her?
Well, I see her in everything. It's like she's the trees, she is the sky, she is the water, she is the rivers, you know, she is the animals, the winged ones, you know, the four-legged ones, wherever, you know, she's the leaves even. So I see her in everything, and I can also see the sacred masculine, but I very much see the sacred feminine, because, well, I am that too. So yeah, so I just see, and that's where the nature-based spirituality comes. It's like I see her in all that I do and am and with and connect. Yeah, I guess it's that strong feminine emphasis which is important, especially given that we're in such an imbalanced life at times. So, but I'm also a divine human as well. So, you know, and I'm a divine human who's trying to be a sacred human, but doesn't always. You know, I'm often just a two-legged human, where really to be sacred is to really honour everything really. And so my practice in divine feminine is to help me with that. With divine feminine is to just be more honourable and to be more mindful and to not take anything for granted.
As a tour guide with Mystical Earth Tours, do you feel the goddess differently in different areas? Like when you're out in nature, like by the sea or in Cornwall, different areas, does it feel different to when you're in Avalon? Does she?
Yeah, I think each site has a different it has a different energy. So like Avebury, one of my favourite all-time sites, and it's very close to here actually. It's just over an hour's journey, and the beautiful ancient stones there, you know, and I just and the West Kennet Long Barrel. I just feel very, very grateful that the people before us, the immediate people before us, has left that mainly intact, you know, and as well as the West Kennet Long Barrel, so we can really appreciate the ancient times and what's been before. So I feel like they're all power points as well as Avalon. When people come, and they come with their ceremony and they come with their prayers, which is another lot of my daily practice, what I do, you know, you're going to energise that area. And so Avebury is a power point. This Mother Ocean is a power, you know, as is, you know, Father Sky and Grandmother Earth. They're all amazing kind of energies, and I think what I love about sacred sites is that you have good intentions often there, and so there's a lot of prayer and ceremony, which again is important to me, so that gets encumbered in that. And when I do the tours, they can be that we can walk around the sites and do the sites, and or we offer like a simple ceremony just to get into that. Again, it's gratitude or bringing in the elements and that kind of stuff.
This year's Goddess Conference theme is the Sovereign Goddess of Avalon, and a lot of people have this different interpretation of what sovereign means, what it means to be sovereign. What's your take on sovereignty, and how do you see the Sovereign Goddess of Avalon?
Well, I think we all are sovereign. We all can be that, and often we're not, because we've been brought up in trauma or that kind of thing, really, or just brought up badly, maybe. So we have many kind of issues to deal with. But I feel like to be sovereign, it's very similar to common law in many ways. It's like do no harm, loss or injury, and honour your contracts. So if you have that as a basis, then it's, you know, it's a good way to live by. And then along with those things, like have compassion for yourself and others, be mindful of yourself and others, you know. So there's lots of those other lineages that can come in to help you to be sovereign. You know, I think it's taken me a long time to be sovereign, and I feel very blessed that I'm an older woman now, so I'm in my eldership to some degree, and so I feel very, very comfortable in my body, in my skin, and how I am in the world. And you know, so I feel, that all those things that I named earlier on, you know, it helps me on my way, and just walking that spiritual path definitely helps, and being authentic, you know, and being maybe more out there now that I'm elder. I feel like I need to speak up about some of the ills in the world, or some of the, you know, I've been an activist as well for a number of years, and for very different causes, and that hasn't gone away. It's like, it feels like I need to, again, in my sovereignty, try and support myself and my community in what I hopefully is the right way. You know, I can only try and aim for the right way.
We were talking earlier about how you do end-of-life care, and I was wondering if you might like to share a little bit of what that's like and how you see the goddess in that.
Yeah, so I've been trained in end-of-life care for good maybe 5-6 years now. It's difficult to remember, and I have volunteered at a couple of hospices and with Marie Curie as well. although nothing in the last couple of years, or very little in the last couple of years, because I'd like the face-to-face work in it. There hasn't been. That said, lately I've been asked by a number of people to have some advice about their loved ones and coming to the end of life. So it's been really, really lovely just support someone in supporting their beloved, and so I just feel like I do it quite informally. Just want to know who they are, who their loved one is, and just try and give them some support or insights that I may have. I wouldn't strictly say it's God disorientation unless someone wanted a more of a spiritual input. It's just I feel for me it's important to support someone and give them the courage to support someone at the end of life, and give them back, reclaim back the elements where it's been taken away by the funeral services. So I strongly believe in DIY funerals, or really planning ahead. And a lot of people fear death because it's a bit taboo, because it's been taken away, and not many people even see a dead body. So whereas not that many years ago, 40 years ago or so, the body would be at home in the parlour. So for me it's just like supporting someone who for themselves at the end of life, or supporting them with a loved one. And I think it's just crucial to talk about death and dying, and put that topic on the table and be prepared. The more prepared you are, the more people engage in life. That's what I found. And when I used to do deaf cafes and run deaf cafes, that was the main thing. People came away feeling quite bit more lost the word I'm going to use, a bit more quite uplifted, really, because they've been able to talk about a topic, and once you do that, you do. People I've noticed, they do tend to embrace life more, and it just feels more prepared. It's really important.
Thank you so much, Marisa.
Yeah.
On behalf of everyone that's going to watch the interview, thank you for your time, thank you for your words, and thank you for sharing with us.
You're very welcome. Thank you.
We'll see you at the conference.
Yeah.